So then we will move on to Alice.
Okay.
Thank you, Ali.
Thank you.
Hello, Alice.
Hello.
Are you looking forward to this?
No, you're an evil bastard. I know you're going to do something horrific.
I don't know what you mean.
Hmm.
So, Rosie Riversend. Do you want to tell us a little bit about Rosie?
What do you mean? Do you mean like appearance or?
Yeah, maybe very early. What she would have been like, very young.
How young?
Very, very young. Like younger than 3.
Like, can she remember?
Earliest memories.
I'll describe what she looks like probably when she's older, because she's that young. It's a generic child. She is a halfling from a halfling family. I'm sorry, I'm reading Ed's comments as I go through. She's a halfling from a halfling family and halfling community. When she was much smaller, her brothers, her sister, her father and mother would, they were sort of traveling traders. They would travel far and wide, normally trading with dwarves rather than humans, because dwarves are more their size, or have a lot more crafts and things like that. I'd say just pretty carefree, because it was always on the road. There was never, I don't know, it wasn't like you. Sorry, I need to stop reading chat.
Maybe you should minimize that.
Yeah, I'm going to
Chat's going
minimize
to distract
chat.
you massively.
All I can see is Ali ranting about a bear, which I will not do. But right, yeah. So pretty carefree, sort of learning on the road, I guess, as she goes. So.
Okay. So we're going to go through some of your earliest memories. So you are a very young speck of fluff, I imagine. Like for a halfling, very small. I don't know why, but I imagine your character had to have fluffy curly hair. Is that?
I suppose hobbits are sort of a generic thing anyway.
Okay, so
it's something I'm going for anyway. They can just, not necessarily like curly, it can be curly hair, but more, like you say.
I see child you as sort of like a halfling dandelion.
Oh, a human dandelion.
Yeah, like a little puff of...
Make a wish.
Okay, so... one of your earliest memories is of crying.
Oh,
and your mother picks you up and gives you a big cuddle. And she reaches across to a table and picks up a loaf of bread bigger than your head and gives it to you. And you instantly just go quiet, and you're like, you just start eating the bread, and you're just so happy.
Like hot, fresh bread type of thing. So everything's cozy, everything's warm.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
And then we'll wind forward a little bit later on. You're playing with your... There it is. You are playing with your younger brother, Harry. But Harry pushes you, and you scrape your knee. You're very, very young. He didn't do it on purpose, but still, you just remember your knee exploding with pain. And your father sort of rushes over and picks you up, and he wipes your knee down and gives it a little kiss. And then your mother comes along, and she's got this stingy cloth that she puts on your knee, and it really stings, but afterwards it's all better, and you feel better. And another time, you wake up in the middle of the night. You make your way out onto the landing. And you've got one of your dad's big books down, like a big encyclopedia-style book, and you've lit a candle, and you're desperately trying to read it. And your mother walks out, and she sees you there, and she's just like, Rosie, what are you doing? And you're just
I was going to say she probably wouldn't say much, just sort of gesture to the book.
Speak yet? No.
No.
Still, maybe she could say some words, but she'd probably be quite quiet, I think.
Probably noises more than
Yeah.
words.
But you're desperately trying to wrestle, and your mother then takes the matches away and puts them a lot higher than they were. She didn't realize you could climb that high. And she nurses you back to sleep, and you end up going back to bed.
Okay.
And there's another memory where your grandfather is working a forge, and your older brother is sitting with him trying to learn about it, and you are sitting in front of the fire, watching the forge flames go.
Favorite place.
Yeah. And you sort of crawl forward to try and touch it, and your grandfather hasn't noticed, but as if from nowhere, your mother just swoops down on you and picks you up and holds you like, no.
You were making this all far too nice.
You can't touch that.
I think she's probably more shocked that it was such a swift movement with it all, and understands from that, rather than she's not super chatty, again, really young, so again she's quite observant. So yeah.
You remember all of these memories at age 4.
Okay.
Whilst you're sitting on a wagon cart on the way to Durgar with the fish that your fish procures.
Okay.
You remember it all as a sword is pulled from your mother's neck, not 6
Oh.
feet in front of you, as bandits lay siege to the train, to the wagon train.
I think she just stops, like time stops around her. But like time just stops around her. I think there's like a brief moment where she can hear everything around her, but it's like she's underwater. So when like your ears are blocked and you can't really acknowledge what's going on, and then she just screams, sort of acknowledging.
So the only sound you can hear in that moment is like the groaning of your mother as she can't really talk anymore, and
she'll probably like clam, like,
and the spurt
hold her in
blood coming from her neck as the bandit turns towards you, in fact, to attack you at only 4.
She probably, to be honest, being that young, will just, like I said, have her hands over her ears and just close her eyes and just scream as loud as she can. Not even try and run, I don't think. With the shock of what just happened, she'd probably be frozen in the spot.
So, your father, Eric, he appears and swings a hammer, taking the bandit out, and he just collapses on your mother, weeping and trying to bring her back. And this is really as far as your memory will let you remember that moment. After that,
just sort of seeing everything and feeling it.
Numb. You can't remember getting back to the village. You can't remember what you were doing before the attack. All you can remember is that moment when your mother died. And of course, all the beautiful memories from when you were a child.
Ah, yes. Bring me up, take me up and then bring me crashing back down.
So, you're in your hometown of Foxglove. You are now 18. We've winded forward 14 years.
Okay.
You are in your father's tavern, which he started running when he gave up trading. Because after your mother died, he couldn't bring himself to do it anymore. He couldn't bring himself to make the journey. The tavern is called Eleanor's Wish, by the way, named after your mother, Eleanor. And whilst you are in there, you can hear outside a commotion, and you go to investigate. There's not a lot of commotion in this town. It's quite a sleepy little town. In town is a large man in plate armor.
I think she'd be quite fascinated by that because, one, she probably wouldn't have seen full-sized human people, whatever. The only people she would have seen were like dwarves. So that was the only experience she would have had of armor and things like that. So this is quite an overwhelming sort of, but really interesting
So
to her as well.
the knight, I suppose, he
Mm.
he says, "People, come! I am Sir Gareth. I am recruiting. I am recruiting to fight the armies of evil. Foxglove, this little village, it cannot last here without reinforcements. We are so close to the breach. We need troops. We need troops to reinforce."
I think she sort of pushes through. I'm assuming a crowd has gathered, so she sort of weaves through the crowd to like where her brother's standing, who's come to have a look as well,
Mhm.
and is sort of just like, what's happening? Who is this? I've never seen. Is this a human?
Mm.
Sort of thing.
So you are there with your older brother Andon and your younger brother Harry, and uh, Harry's as interested as you. He's always competing with you to try and be where you are, and try and do the things you do. And he's equally as interested. And your older brother just turns to you and says, "Rosie, Harry, go back to the tavern. Don't concern yourselves with this. You're too young."
No, I'm 18. I should be able to stand here as much as you. What's happening? What's going on?
Come on, Rosie. We both know you're only 18. You're not even old enough to have full pints yet. Go back to the tavern.
I've had a full pint.
Doesn't mean you're old enough.
I think she sort of scowls and sort of elbows him in the side a bit, but not like in a horrible way, but smiles and wanders off. Sort of, not wanders, but goes sort of I'm not happy about it, so I am going to stomp to the tavern and make a point of it, sort of thing.
Okay.
And then won't let Harry stay without her, so makes him, drags him along as well.
Okay. So Harry would follow you anyway, and he'd be trying to outstamp you, like literally to that level of competition. He's trying to be more sulky about this than you are. Being a year younger, that age remark cut him even deeper. This is a nice village. It's been really communal. They make a living by fishing and trading fish to the main cities. Like they're used to very cold winters and fresh summers, but there's nothing in the way of defenses around it or anything. You're close to the mountains, and this is very far to the south where it's colder. And the mountains here are snow topped, and in winters you have thick snows, and you're used to surviving against the elements, but not surviving against people. And Gareth, you can hear him behind you, compelling people, to either come and join his regiment and help defend the realm, or at least put walls around your village to protect yourselves against the oncoming onslaught, because evil will not pass you by.
I think she probably wouldn't go all the way back to the tavern, but sort of tuck behind somewhere like a wall or something, and her and Harry would listen to try and eavesdrop and get as much information as possible, because they've no idea what this evil is and what's coming. They're not necessarily, they're not scared, they're just really interested, because nothing, she's not really seen that far out of the village at all.
Okay, so while you're sitting and listening, you see an elder walk up to Sir Gareth, and the elder, he's a gnarled old man, but he's one of the respected leaders of the village. Like when the village has to make the decisions, he's one of the key decision makers. And he says to Sir Gareth, "We will discuss this matter, but please stop scaring people. Return to your regiment. We will discuss the need for walls. We will discuss having maybe people join your regiment to defend the realm. We may send a delegation to talk with you further to get some detail, but please, for now, stop scaring people." And Gareth isn't a scaremonger. He's like, "Oh, certainly, I will return, but please consider what I have said." And so we wind forward a little bit to later that night, and you're behind the bar with your father, whilst the elders have gathered in the main room of the pub. And they are discussing whether they should put up walls around Foxglove and start training people to stand watch and be guards and that sort of thing. And your father sort of turns to you during their conversation and just says, "Well, Rosie, what do you think about having walls and guards?"
I think she's sort of like, well, it couldn't hurt to know how to wield a sword or shoot a bow or do something like that. I don't want to feel hopeless, but we've never had walls. We don't like walls. That's why we live here. We don't live in big cities. Why don't we go back on the road again like we used to? That was like our family thing.
At that, he just looks very sad. And
I think she clocks, suddenly thinks like, and then sort of goes back to like wiping down the side again because she suddenly doesn't really want to bring that up or talk about that conversation.
Yeah. So yeah, your father's quite sad at this, but if anything, he looks more determined now, looking at the elders, rather than being disinterested. The elders, it sounds like they are deciding to go against the wall idea. They think like you think. We're hobbits. We don't have walls and protections. We're, you know, nothing.
We're cozy folk.
Nothing happens down here, and why would anyone want to hurt us and that sort of thing. And so that night, Harry visits you in your room, and he just sits down, very sort of contemplatively, and says, "Do you think we do need to defend the realm? Do you think we should join that human man? And can you think of the adventures being in an army? How much fun it would be to play with bows and arrows and swords and shields?"
I think she sort of looks at him with utter confusion of like, you don't play with swords and shields. This is a real threat. Like, I'd want to go and fight and I'd want to help and protect, but we've never, our folk don't do that. We don't fight. It's not, we're tight. Like, look how much of a giant he is compared to us, and there are even giants compared to him. So we'll get trampled on by any man. We're so small we get trampled by dwarfs, but that doesn't mean I don't want to fight. But there must be something we can do.
Okay, so over the next few days,
Sorry.
you
It's gonna happen.
Harry looks like he needs some comforting over this, and he is very confused. You can see him being very conflicted over the whole swords thing. Like, you can see that clearly he thinks soldiers and soldiering is cool. But at the same time, he has taken on board what you've said, and he's maybe thinking a little bit about your mum as well.
I think at this point she sort of tries to sit a bit closer to him and sort of,
Okay.
because they're not super cuddly or anything, but like just an arm sort of like a pat on the
Yeah.
back, like
So
it's fine.
would you maybe like try and play games with him or something like that to try and distract him?
I don't think so. I think this would be a thing that it's quite serious. This is life changing basically. If you're being told a huge evil is coming towards you,
Mhm.
you're I think they're quite scared in the fact that, do we just run? Do we take our stuff and go on the road like we used to, or something to that effect?
So the town feels like this for a few days, maybe up to a couple of weeks, but nothing really happens. Gareth doesn't come back. He respects the elders' wishes, and you know what? Life sort of goes back to normal, and people don't really worry about it.
Well, it's not an immediate threat. We don't even know if it's real.
So one morning you see you stroll down onto the street, and you can see um, Harry and your older sister and her husband um, playing in the street. Your sister's quite a bit older than you, and she, you don't get to see her very often, but she's clearly here, and you're excited to see her. Uh,
What was her name?
Brenna.
Okay, so she sort of sees her and like it's like a squeal of delight because she loves Brenna and thinks she's fantastic, you know, sort of idolizes older sister. Runs up to her, throws her arms around her, sort of looks her up and down because she's got prettier again and she's wearing much nicer things.
You also notice a slight bump at her stomach.
I think Rosie would put her hand on the stomach and be like, "Is this what I think it is?"
And Brenna will look at you and smile. Nod.
And I think she just is sort of like a squee of delight sort of thing. Like that's fantastic news. I'm so happy for you. Go to the husband and say how happy she is that, you know, they're both finally getting to start a family.
And so Brenna says, "Well, where is Andon and where is Andon and your father? Where are they? We thought we'd see them."
I assume Andon's at the blacksmith's. He's still trying to work on his apprenticeship there. I don't know where father is. I can only assume the tavern, but it doesn't open for another couple of hours yet.
So, well, I tell you, we'll stay here. I'm playing a game with Harry at the moment. Why don't you go and fetch Andon so that we can tell him the good news?
Okay, and then she just runs off in the direction of the blacksmiths, really happy and excited to be the one to almost be like delivering the message, even though she's not, but
Yeah.
dragging him all the way back.
So you start to drag him along the street back towards your sister, and Andon's sort of like the older brother, like, okay, Rosie, calm down. And then suddenly he stops and puts an arm on your shoulder. As you look, like if you picture the scene, you can see down the street. You can see pretty much all of Foxglove, and then up towards the mountain beyond. On the mountain, it looks like oil is pouring over the mountain, where this tide of black is just moving around the hill.
Ah, crap. I think she just sort of freeze for a minute and sort of look quite quizzical and like, what the hell is that? Like, she's running through her head, what could it possibly be?
You start to
basically
hear the thundering, like a loud thundering of many footsteps, like a horde approaching.
Okay. Well, I think she would actually snap into action.
You've gone a bit quiet.
A bit more. Oh, sorry. Like that. I think she would snap into action a bit more, and immediately think of her sister because of the news she's just told her, and would be pulling on her brother's arm, like, we need to get to Brenna
don't
now.
Need to pull anymore. He is now jogging by your side, getting you to lead the way.
Okay. Just run as fast as you can until you get to Brenna.
So you round the corner, and Brenna and Harry are still playing the game. They haven't noticed the horde approaching.
Okay. She screams at them like, "Why haven't you heard Haven't you heard the sound? Why you need to be moving? We need to run."
As you scream at them, Brenna looks up, like confused, like what? And as that happens, an arrow protrudes from her face, as an arrow comes through the back of her skull forwards.
Very British.
Oh yes.
Of course. So that
Harry
I don't think she
looks at Brenna, shocked, and then looks at where the arrow comes from before he too is peppered with arrows and falls to the floor.
I think she would not scream, but yell their names, sort of no, like, but almost try to go help them, but no, it's useless. So she's sort of like backing away, but then knows there's more arrows coming, so throws herself against the side of a wall or something with her older brother.
Okay. So as you do this, you notice that more arrows are falling. the husband has rushed out from a nearby building to his wife, and he too gets peppered with arrows. You see the elders wondering what's happened in the street, looking around, and arrows are just raining. Andon says to you, we can't stay here, we have to run.
Is there like a barrel around or anything that I could grab the lid of and hold it like above me or anything like that?
You are still quite close to the smithies. He will have lots of sheet metal and stuff there.
Okay, can we run straight in there and grab something?
Yeah. So Andon will take down a hammer for himself and a shield that he keeps that he's made for himself. It's quite ornate. He's a blacksmith, you know. He dreams of these things. And he passes you like this sheet of metal that they were going to work into a scythe. But for now, it's still just a sheet, which you can use to protect yourself. After a moment's hesitation, he also takes his hunting bow and gives you his hunting bow and quiver.
Okay, well, she puts that on her back straight away. And did you say scythe?
No, it's a sheet metal. They've not made it into anything yet. It's a sheet of metal that you can use to protect yourself.
So she has she sort of covers her back with the sheet of metal, make sure her head's covered, and then they just run. They just run towards the tavern because now their only thought is their dad. Like, where is their dad?
So Andon rushes you down to the stream, and he puts you in a boat.
She kicks and screams and sort of says,
No, Rosie, you don't understand. We don't have time. I can protect myself. I have a sword and a shield. You have nothing.
I have a bow and an arrow and a shield, effectively.
Get in the boat, I can make your way across to Maine. Tell Sir Gareth what is happening here. Get reinforcements so we can protect. I'm going to go and find our father.
She sort of grabbing at him, saying, "You will meet me the other side, won't you? Like, promise me you'll meet me the other side."
I will meet you at Maine, and when I say stream, I do mean this is actually like a fjord. This is a large river, and you
she sort of nods and feels a bit more brave about it. Like, I have to do this. It's like an order. It's almost like she's taken order from a captain or something like that. And she does believe in her brother. Like, he promised that he would meet her, so he will. He will meet her.
So you ride the boat along. You can see the destruction of Foxglove behind you, and you know that this isn't a good thing for anyone. In that, yes, your village is being destroyed, but you also know that at the moment, because of where they are, as you round the bend on the fjord, no one can see what's happened. So no one knows about this yet. You dismount and find the main road, and you can head to Maine very quickly. As you approach, you find Sir Gareth talking to another hobbit, Ali. Is Ali still
basically, there? She is insulting you in the actual stream chat, so she's definitely there.
I'm here. I mean,
basically, she runs in a panic, like a blind panic, pushing through people in her way, running up to Gareth. Sorry, Ali, but sort of ignoring the other hobbit for now, and sort of just pushes into him, like really gives him a shove to get his attention because she's so small, and is just like, help, we need help, they've attacked. And just it's a bit of a blur of what she says, but she gets everything out like really, really quickly.
What?
And she's got the sheet metal, like pointing at the arrow, like this and stuff.
What are you saying, child? I can't understand. Speak slow. Hang on a minute. Those arrows.
She then kicks him in the shin, like, for God's sake, would you just listen to me? And acts like, I'm telling you something really important here. Look, and sort of drags him down to the boat so that he could see around the corner.
No, he doesn't need. He doesn't need. He's looking at the arrow and he's saying, "You mean the invasion has started? It started at Foxglove."
Well, yes. Why else am I here? This is why I'm trying to get help. We need your help. My family is over there. Like, my village is over there.
Okay. Do not worry.
Do not worry. What?
Panic will only cause disaster.
What?
I will send a regiment of troops around 2 regiments. I will reinforce. I will try and hold Foxglove.
There's no time for that. Get in the damn boat and help me come and fight them.
Yes, we will fight them, but we cannot do it by boat. We are not sailors.
I am.
So Alice, when we say boat, you have literally like a little.
I will row back
Yeah,
over there.
Yeah, but that's it.
Get in my
You'd
boat.
literally have to take like 1 soldier at a time. So
I'll do that. Get in my damn boat.
he sort of like he sits and reasons with you, and he does convince you that he will send troops. He will send troops
Sure.
to reinforce Foxglove, and that is the best that he can do. But he says to you, I need people to go and warn the king. You.
She's sort of like panicking at the moment, like what is happening? Like, because everything has just happened so quickly that I guess she's kind of just like, what the fuck?
So he points at you,
Ali.
Dwayne. She points at you, Dwayne,
Hello.
and you, Rosie, and says, look, the pair of you are both hobbits. You can hide. You can move fast. I need you to move north and warn the city.
I've never been to the city. I've never been outside of Foxglove. The
I
place
have no idea where to
I'm
go.
about now.
We need a guide. We captured a tiefling earlier. Ambly.
What?
We captured a tiefling earlier that we can get to guide you. The 3 of you,
Who's
you
thinking?
must go. You must go and warn the king.
What help will that do, Foxglove Cove, or whatever it's called, wherever I'm from?
If this is the start of the invasion, Foxglove will be overrun with armies. What the troops I have will not be enough.
We need to go then. We need to go now. What are you waiting for? Where are we going?
Okay, so you're now addressing Dwayne, I assume.
Hi, Dwayne.
Hello.
Like, actually, someone at my eyeline at this place. So, I immediately like her. She's a halfling, and I'm stood in a camp with, I'm assuming, lots of other humans and other.
Yeah, pretty much.
know.
You two are the only halflings around.
Yeah,
So
I don't feel
I
the
sort
same way.
of like take her hand, like, come on, we've got to go, and we're gonna go find this whatever this thing guide is. I don't know what it is. What is a tiefling?
You think I know?
Go.
Okay, so yes, tieflings, they are rare. They are demonic creatures, but he's the best thing we've got.
Demonic.
Yes.
That's what just attacked my village.
What can I say? Don't trust him, but he knows the land.
This
think
is
you just
nothing
said
to.
it,
Oh, sorry.
Like, what the hell? You're going to send us off, no offense, Emily, with a demon, and we don't know where we're going?
What more would you have me do?
Okay, fine, we'll go. We'll go. But I demand a map.
Of course.
And provisions, because we need to go and we need to
Yes,
move
yes.
fast.
Speak to the quartermaster. He also holds the tiefling. So you currently need to convince Dwayne that this has got anything to do with her.
Like, I need your help. You're my kind. Come on, like, fist bump.
No.
Fist bump!
No.
Don't leave me hanging.
I have absolutely no idea who you are.
No, but you will.
I have more important things to do. I need to
Like what?
I need to go and speak to someone about magic.
That someone won't be alive if all these people come over and kill everyone. I bet you there is going to be someone who knows about magic in a massive city where we're going. If we get there, then you can go and talk to your magic person. But I don't think I can survive on my own with a tiefling.
I don't even know what one of those is, but
I
fine.
don't know, it's some sort of demon creature. This is why I need you, because I don't know what,
I'll
like...
just remind Dwayne that you were on your way to Durgar, the Stronghold of Light anyway. You were just stopping at Maine on the way.
See?
Oh, right, that's where we're going.
Yeah, that's where
We're
you
heading
were
in the
heading
same
anyway.
direction.
That's where we're going. Okay, this is the thing. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
just thought I'd throw that in.
Thank you. I just probably say fine. Let's go then. I need to go there quickly soon.
She's like I think Rosie's on a hype at the moment, like, we need to go now, like she's on a mission, sort of thing, literally.
Okay, so I'm assuming then that Rosie is marching off pretty much without Dwayne, but Dwayne is sort of still part of the party, like she's zoomed ahead, like sort of thing. And you approach the quartermaster, and
Tiefling, it's here. Where is it? Need it as a guide.
so Runo, you are held in a cart. They don't know what else to do with you at the minute. Like, you are trespassing, you are sneaky. They think you're a thief because you're a tiefling more than anything. But no one's really got enough to lock you up. But at the same time, you've not been treated badly, but you've not been treated well. You know.
Can Rosie go up to the cave?
We can't hear you, Amberly.
Emily.
Unmute.
Ah, hello.
There we go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I think I would just kind of be quite chill about the situation for now. Like, sure, I need to go somewhere and find my parents, but I'm sort of okay. If I just sit here and be nice, they will let me go eventually. I think I've been in kind of a similar situation before. So I think I would just, I don't know, like take a look at my herbs and sort of probably. Do I have a pipe? Can I smoke something?
Yeah, you can be smoking. Well, your hands are bound, but
Oh, then I would
you can sort of
Skillfully smoke.
You can sort of like, they'll be bound in front of you though, so you could still like. It's a bit awkward, but you can.
Oh, okay. Then I would just be utterly bored. I assume. Try to play with my toes. Just try to pass time.
Okay, so this is what
How
you.
tall is a tiefling? Like compared to, like, are they bigger than humans?
No,
or-
I think they're human size.
Are they sort of human size? So
Yeah.
still pretty big to us,
Yeah.
I suppose.
And I look kind of scary, I assume.
Yeah, like so to describe Runo right now, he's got like dark hair, horns protruding from his head, eyes with no pupils, they're just black. And
Okay.
he's got a face that wouldn't be scary if for that, but because of that, it's scarier in that he smiles at you quite amenably, and like this face, like looking at you like a friend, is like, "Ooh."
I'm like, oh hi. Do you think you can talk to the guards?
I think
I kind of want to go out.
I think Rosie just sort of stares at him for a bit because it's like a nice, friendly voice coming out of something that to her looks pretty terrifying right now. She looks back at Gareth and is like, this is who you want us to travel with and trust, sort of thing.
So Gareth is catching up and he says, Tiefling, you know the way, you will travel, you know
I have
the
a
way.
name. I have a name.
What is your name?
I'm Runu. Nice to meet you.
Runa. Nice to meet you, Rosie.
About the door, the rope. I'm sort of in a hurry, you know. Would be nice.
Character, like, what is happening?
So, the hordes. Don't worry about them. It's natural.
Natural?
Yeah, you know. It's,
So natural.
Okay, so
I was born this way. My mom says I'm special. Okay.
Did she say that just to make you feel better?
probably, but
so
you know, it worked.
So Gareth says, Dogar will be under lockdown at this point. They have been preparing for war for a few years now. They knew this was coming. We've got intelligence over the mountains. Take my seal with you and present this to any guard, and they will take you directly to the king to deliver a message.
Okay. I just
Wait, what?
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 So I'm assuming you're just gonna sort of like drag like Rosie seems like
I'm
a
on,
force
like,
of
a hype.
nature.
I think I'm on a hype, and I'll probably calm down, and everything will hit me all at once, and then I'll be an absolute wreck. But at the moment, I'm on a hype. So
Okay.
I don't
Yes.
even know who either of you are. And I'm a little short on trust at the moment, but I need to go to where you are, so for now I suppose I'll travel with you.
Safety in numbers, and then Rosie just sort of holds out like a hand to shake it to be like, "My name's Rosie.
No.
Safety in numbers. No, not gonna go for the. Okay, is she just like, right? Let's go. Like,
Just a quick question. I was planning to go first to where sort of the rebels would go. Is that past the city, or is that the other direction?
You were planning to go where? Sorry.
To where sort of if they weren't with the Empire, they would probably go to the shore?
Yeah, they'd head towards the coast. Yeah.
Coast.
You're pretty much right down the middle at the minute. You're being sent north, and that would be west.
Oh, okay. Then I no. Yeah, I think he wouldn't. No, he's gonna go west. Let's see. Is he out of the cage yet, or is he still bound?
He's not caged, but he has got his hands bound. He's out of the thing. He's still got his hands bound in front of him. I don't know. It'll be up to. I think Gareth would leave that in Rosie and Dwayle's hands to unbind you when they feel comfortable.
So yeah. So look, fellas, really nice meeting you all. Really nice time here. I gotta go though, so if you can just unhand me, that would be great. I would really appreciate it, pal.
I think Rosie would still find this very confusing right now.
I'm kind of putting my hands towards them, like, hi, the room.
We're not here to let you out of the goodness of our hearts. We're here because you need to take us to the city. There's no other reason for it.
And why should I do that? Why do you need to go to the city?
I mean, I'd sort of look over at Rosie. I'd just sort of say, I suppose we all have our own reasons, but think of it this way: once you take us to the city, we're not going to stop wherever you go. You can go wherever you need to go after that.
Once we get to the city, she does her thing, you do your thing, done.
Fair point. How long does it take to go to the city? Do I know that, or is it?
Yeah, you know from where you are, you could make it in a day fast, but with a group of 3, it'll probably take 2.
Okay. So
You have little legs.
So you would set me free, right? Right? That's.
I don't care. Of course.
We'd have to see. We'd have to see how. Well, when you get to the city, of course. But I don't know how comfortable I am traveling 2 days like that.
So.
Well, you comfortable? I'm chained.
You're also like twice the size of us.
but you're twice the amount of people who get out.
Okay, so we are gonna cut to Ed. Ed, are you still around?
Say what now?
Hey, Ed. So Volta is currently still in New Haven with Callie. As you are discussing what to do, and you decide to join her and be a guard, you were like this for a couple of days, and you get kind of used to being a guard with her. The guards, the slavers don't bother you, and you know things go reasonably well.
Good times.
Yeah. Until you see to the east, the Black Hills and the wasteland seem to pour oil as a horde stampedes towards New Haven also. Your captain tries to mass defense against the horde, but he needs 2 people to head to the city to warn the king of what's happening. He picks you and Callie as 2 who can handle themselves.
Obviously.
And
let's party! Don't you dare use the word party as a verb in this shop!
Thank you, Tron Dude. And he puts you on your horse and sends you on your way, and you stampede towards the city.
Stampede.
It doesn't take long. The 2 of you moving at speed, it takes a day, and you arrive at the city, and you are moved straight through the guards into audience with the king. In the waiting room, you bump into 2 hobbits and a tiefling. However, you don't have much time to talk. None of you have had any option in this. You're just being ushered towards the king to deliver your messages. It's very formal. And the gates open and you have an audience, and he opens forum for all of you to speak at once, sort of thing. It's an open forum for the four of you. The king's like steward says, "Well, what brings you here? The four of you, speak up. Tiefling, halfling, barbarians."
I think Rosie sort of hurries forward, then remembering manners, does like a really awkward, almost falling over kind of curtsy sort of thing, like, "Yep, hello," and then relays what happened in a very rushed sort of way.
They attacked at Foxglove. Well, this is most troubling. We weren't expecting an attack from the south. We were expecting an attack from the east. Ed, that would be where you came from.
Yeah, no, then I delay my message. And who are you calling barbarian enemies?
Sorry?
And who are you calling barbarian enemies? I'm not a barbarian.
Callius.
Oh, you angered him.
So whilst the steward starts making plans and deciding what to do about this, a bell starts ringing across the city, and a grizzled guardsman with a scar down one eye leans through the door and shouts in, "My king, the city is under siege. It's the armies of the dark."
Oh God.
That is exact words that Dwell says, by the way.
Yeah, that's it.
That is where I intended to stop it tonight, as the city is
Yeah,
under siege.
Runa, would you just be, "Oh shit"?
Here we go again.
Rosie does a nice eye roll. Like, oh, like, I knew I should have got the boat.
Do 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 do.
Yeah,
Next
that was
time-
really good. That was really good.
Okay, so how did you guys find that? Should we go round? Should we go round one at a time? Let's go Ed first.
Yeah, it was fine.
Like, you don't have to just talk about your story. You can talk about anyone's. I saw chat lighting up around the bear. Like,
I think you made me too short,
yeah, I made.
to be specific.
Okay, yeah. Well, I just sort of we can address that in the future. Like, I'm sure with character art and stuff, it'll get exaggerated in a way. It'll be fine.
Well, Ed's going to be like 12 foot by the end of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just gonna keep growing. That's it.
No. But the Swedish version of the character is 3 meters long.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. So that's like 9 foot tall.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
Maybe.
have that.
Maybe we'll go there.
I don't do feet, so. But you did say 7 feet was.
Oh yeah.
And I was-
Oh yeah. You'll be there. Don't worry. Don't worry. You're still young.
Still
Well,
growing lad.
I'm 20, you said, I think.
Yeah. Half orcs have extended lives now. GM rules.
All right. Okay.
So Alice, how you feeling? We killed everyone you love.
Slightly traumatized. I'm actually still just really angry that you killed a bear. Like, you
I second that motion.
Ali's bear. Like,
My
don't
bear.
touch the bear. Poor Bramble as well. I was messaging Ed whilst you did that, going, "He's gonna kill the bear. He's gonna kill the bear. Oh my god, look, he's getting her to name it. Of course he's gonna kill the bear." Sort of thing. But
She did.
yeah, no, really, really good. I think I got a little bit hyped up myself for my story, and I've already learnt that by pure accident, my character is going to be stubborn
Super sassy.
and super sassy. Now that needs to be on a t-shirt. But yeah, I think that's sort of where my character's going to go. But I like all the stories; they're all very individual
We're
characters.
a bit short for time, so
Sorry,
I'm gonna
I'm
move
chatting.
to Ambly. How'd you find it?
Yeah, it was super nice. I enjoyed the story. Can't wait until next time. It's really good.
Fantastic.
Well done.
Yay!
Brilliant. And Ali?
First of all, you bastard. How dare you
girl.
kill my bear?
Killed the bear.
I thought I was going to get 2 bears. But no, in the end, I got no bears. But no, I really liked it. I think you're really, really good at like going through storytelling and everything. I think you're really good at it,
Thank you, Ali.
and yeah, I'm excited for the next
Installment.
Brilliant. Well,
Yeah,
we'll arrange next week. We'll arrange in our Discord chat, and we'll publish that on the schedule when we go next. I know it's gonna be difficult for some people with work and stuff, so yeah.
Also, during the journey to the king, my character was probably to the characters like, oh, what are you supposed to be anyway? I'm not sure if he's actually seen. He probably has seen
I think
hobbits before.
Would have been glared at. more than
You're like, isn't
anything.
that a question you should be asking yourself?
Yes, we're like, what? Us? What are you?
Hell,
Anyway, guys, I'm gonna have to wrap up there. I am just about to head over to Encounter Roleplay to do their 9:30 show in 2 minutes. Where I am going to be playing the character Professor Theophilus Waldegrave. So I'm sorry to wrap up a bit abruptly, but I'm going to raid Encounter Roleplay, and I hope to see you guys there. You guys, thank you so much for the game tonight. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself. I can't wait to write the next chapter and talk to you some more.
Gigas, you got to write to hurt Scrat when you meet him.
yeah, I know.
I'll see you later.
Saturday's going to be great. Thank
For the
you.
shins.
Bye.
Bye bye. Take care.